What's up, people? It's Imagine from ECF. I've got a follow-up video review for you of the variable voltage mod, the Little Sister. In my last video, I showed you guys how to change the voltage and how it went from 0 for off up towards about 6.5 volts, 6.25, and I showed you how to do that. And then I talked about the batteries a little bit and some other things. But 6 o'clock, around 6 o'clock, 5 to 6 o'clock is where your dial starts, and it goes up to about 12. At about 5.5, 6 o'clock, it'll turn to 0 and be off, and then you can dial it up towards 12. I leave it somewhere at about 3/4 of the way up, which is roughly about 4.5 to 5.25 voltage. That's where it works best for me, and I'm really enjoying it. It packs a huge punch in such a little device. I mean, look how small. It's literally a lighter. It's a big lighter size, very small, pocketable, really nice. I've dropped the device maybe a dozen times in the past week. Nothing has happened to it. It's pretty hardcore, and you wouldn't think that in this little package, this little device. You wouldn't think it would stand up, but it really does. It packs a punch. It's very nice. We'll go ahead and show you the inside one more time, and discuss one thing that I actually did the first day I had this, and I messed up big time. Alright, here's the inside of the device. Very clean, well made, laid out really nice. And you'll see in the battery compartment there's two silver dots. One is colored in for negative and one is colored in for positive. So here is your, let's see, that is the negative colored in. So your negative portion of the battery will go down on that, where the negative is painted. Where the positive is painted is where your positive goes. If you reverse that order, it will not operate the same way. It'll run somewhere between 5.5 and 6.5 volts and not do your full range. I did do that the first day, and I'm like hitting it. I'm like, why is this not changing voltage? What's going on? Maybe it's broken. But I realized right away I put the batteries in backwards. Nothing bad happened, and it actually, you know, obviously now we know it has reverse, you know, battery protection. The circuit has a thermal protection. It has a under voltage and over voltage. Obviously, it'll shut down if it's under voltage, and if it's too hot, it'll shut down as well. So that's the protection on this. It has some little venting holes up here. On the side, there's a hole right here where it can vent out. But really, if you're using protected batteries, you shouldn't have a problem anyhow. It runs on a parallel series of two 10440 batteries. And before I go into that, I'm gonna do a couple hits. You can see it hits wonderfully, plumes, it fills up. Alright, battery-wise, I've ran this non-stop for about a week and a half now. On a hardcore day where I vape non-stop, I'll get about 4-ish hours, around 3.5, 4 full hours of hardcore non-stop vaping at about 4.5 to 5.25 volts. That's really good. I mean, literally, I will vape, and just not put it down the whole time, and the battery life is phenomenal for what you're getting for the size-wise. For people that don't know, a 10440 is like a AAA battery, maybe even a little bit smaller. It charges very quick, it's very small. These are actually 600 mAh 3.7 volt batteries. Very small, packs a punch. What a great battery. I don't know if I'd run it by itself, because then I don't know how long battery life will last then, but it really does have a phenomenal battery life. If you are a moderate lighter vapor, you're going to get somewhere between 5 and 6 hours. That's what I generally get. But on a hardcore time, about 3.5 to 4 hours. So it definitely stands up. It'll last you a full day at work. Take a couple extra of them batteries with you, throw them in your pocket. You won't even know they're there. Highly recommend. It's very satisfying, very nice. It's a great design, a great build. It's beautifully built. You can tell that the guy who was making these, you know, Ken and them, are doing a phenomenal. It's laid out perfectly. It fits like a glove in there. There's no overhang of anything. Everything looks smooth and well put together. It snaps together really nice. It's got a nice button. See if you can hear that. It's got a nice click. It has not misfired once. When you put it in your pocket, dial it to 0. It's off. It's not going to fire. Or remove the batteries or atomizer, whatever you want. You can remove the atomizer and put it in one pocket and put this in the other, and you got so much. It's so small, you know. I can definitely recommend this to people out there, anybody watching my videos, any of my subscribers, people who are paying attention to this, or want a variable voltage device that is not as expensive as some of the other ones, who want something that's a little bit cheaper. It's running for $64.99, I think, right now, and I think there's about a week and a half wait, so it's worth the wait 100%. Definitely. And if you're trying to find out if you like variable voltage, this would be the way to go. Now, I want to say one more thing. When you're doing the variable voltage, start yourself off lower. If you start around 4 volts on the juice, it might taste really good. Try it at 4.5, it might taste even better. 5 might taste phenomenal. 6 volts might be heaven. Or it might be the opposite. It might be really, really good at 4 or 5, but really horrible at 6. That's the fun of these. You don't have to multimeter. So this is a plug and play. Batteries in, atomizer on, and you can just go. You don't have to have a multimeter. You don't got to be an electronics gizmo wizard. You don't got to figure anything out. Just really, it's a plug and play. Have fun with it. Pop in a juice that you didn't think you liked, and start off at 4, 3.5, 4, 5, 5.25, 5.5, 6, 6.25, 6.5, and find where you're having fun with it. Find where it tastes good. And that's part of the fun of having this device, and part of the fun of a variable voltage mod. So I definitely would highly recommend you going out and try it, check it out. That's what I've been doing, is just trying out different juices. Juices that you just didn't think were going to taste good, or that were tasting burnt, where you couldn't have them. No more high resistance atomizers or low resistance atomizers. You can change where you need it to be, which is phenomenal. Highly recommend it. Boxmods.net, Ken on the forums. Definitely hit them up. Any questions or comments, imagine1@gmail.com. Peace out, guys.